Multiple offers really are a competition. And from a seller's perspective, one of the things that they would like is to cause a competition. So they either have the house decorated at a certain way or priced at a certain point. At this point, that creates interest, so more than one buyer is interested in it. It's really how real estate's supposed to be sold. The highest and best use, the highest and best value of the property, giving a willing buyer, not under duress, willing to pay for the property. So that's how they're supposed to be sold. As a matter of fact, in some cases and in some areas like Australia, almost all of their real estate is sold by auction. So we're just catching on in the Canadian market. So what do you do if you're in a competition situation? Well, there's a couple of preventative things you can do. People do take out clauses to make their offer stand up and look stronger. Certainly a firm offer on a property definitely has a lot of weight. That basically means if the seller signs it right now, the house is sold, you're the buyer, they're the seller. And in some cases, yes, that might be the idea, only if you're completely confident on the sale. What if you're buying a property and you haven't had a home inspection? We haven't talked about it yet, but there's a clause that typically goes into an offer, the home inspection. What about financing? Yes, we've been pre-approved at the bank yet, we've talked about that already, but has the house been pre-approved? Is there any kind of stigma or a challenge on an appraisal basis that the bank might not see the value the same way we do? So we typically like to have a clause in there for financing, even if it's for 5 days. We also want to have a clause in there for home inspection, just to give us the benefit of actually having somebody come through that maybe understands the building code a little better than us, and certainly better than me as a realtor, that can say, you know what, this is fine, or, well, the roof's going to go anytime. You may not decide to move forward with a deal like that, but at least you know what you're going to walk into as far as those particular steps. And lastly, if it has a condominium corporation attached to it at this point, do you want to waive the status certificate clause, making sure that you get a copy of this status certificate and that your lawyer has a chance to review its financials? To me, I don't feel comfortable putting you in a situation of recommending that you take these clauses out. And if you are adamant about doing it, then I will get you to sign a waiver that says, against my better judgment, you are waiving this situation. Folks, understand one thing. There is always another property. There is always another property. But getting into legal trouble or getting into something where there's a lawsuit or a pending lawsuit can just really take the shine off of home buying.